I've come to realise that the humble choice selection isn't just a binary choice. It's not a case of get all the games or pause for a month for many people. Not everyone's on the classic plan. The newer price plans offer either 3 or 9 of the 12 games per month, though this month Humble are offering all 12 games for new subscribers. This month looks like a really strong month, so the question isn't whether you should subscribe or not, but which games on the newer plans should you get. I'm going to be giving away 3 games this month, so stay tuned and comment which game you want, and subscribe for a chance of winning. The first big title for this month is Metro Exodus. It's a fun, albeit somewhat glitchy first-person romp through the dystopian Russian landscape. You once again play Artyom, who is convinced that life in the tunnels can't be all there is, and that there must be some people alive above ground, despite the lack of radio transmissions to back that up. Eventually he discovers other survivors, and from there the adventure really kind of opens up. I had a couple of glitches where NPCs froze and I had to reload the game, but nothing deal-breaking. The game looks and plays well, and from May the 6th all owners of the game will be upgraded to the PC Enhanced Edition, which will have a load of improvements, from visuals to the engine itself, all of which were upgraded to take advantage of next-gen consoles. I should say current-gen consoles. I've had this game since I bought my RTX 2070, so this is the first chance I've had to actually look at it. And because of that, I have a duplicate key, so for a chance to win, just comment on this video, subscribe, and I'll draw a winner sometime next week. Next is Darksiders Genesis. This game is to Darksiders what Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is to Tomb Raider. The game itself is a bit of a prequel, and as you can see you have a kind of fixed top-down view, which differs from the other game's third-person, over-the-shoulder kind of thing. You get to play as Strife, who uses pistols for combat, and War, who uses his sword. It's a pretty enjoyable hack and slash, and definitely a good addition this month. I already had this game on the Xbox, so this is the second key that I'll be giving away this month. I've heard Hellpoint being compared to Demon's Souls, but set in space. And I kind of get a System Shock vibe from this game as well, but the combat was so glitchy and intrusive that I didn't really enjoy it. If you like Demon's Souls, then this could be the one for you, but if not, I wouldn't really choose this game. Cook Serve Delicious 3 feels a bit like a management version of Overcooked. You get to manage the cooking and orders, but without having to control a character to actually do the work. It feels a bit like it should be an iPad game. It's interesting, but after a few levels, I got bored. Levelhead is a platformer where you locate a package in a maze, and then you get it to the exit. There are some interesting mechanics, including using the package to get past barriers or avoid spikes, as well as cloud platforms that are the age-old platformer disintegrating surface thing. The game is pretty polished overall, and I quite enjoyed it. Fury Unleashed is a rogue RPG platformer stylized as a giant comic book. It's an enjoyable hack and slash, though putting the map as the click action of the main movement control is pretty annoying, but it's not a bad game. Size Matters is a bit like an escape room where you're shrinking. You have to solve puzzles using the machinery in the room and recipes hidden about the place before the time is up. It's actually pretty fun. Next is Morkredd, which is the third game this month that I'm giving away, as I already have this one as well. It's pretty good. You play 2 characters pushing a ball of light through different levels. The objective is to keep both characters in the light. If you get stuck in the shadows, including the other character's shadow, then you die and respawn at the last checkpoint. It's pretty interesting. You have one character pushing the light around while the other navigates to switches to open doors to get the ball through and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's pretty fun. The intro to Relicta reminds me a little bit of Half-Life, where something in the lab is going wrong. From there it keeps that kind of vibe going, as well as having elements of Portal. It's essentially a physics-based puzzle game with cubes, teleporters and gravity gimmicks. All things that feel very familiar. I quite like this game, so it's going to be the other game after Metro Exodus that I put some time into this month.
Improved gravitational suspension by 71.
Retimed I wasn't much of a fan of. It's a multiplayer platform combat game, but I ended up playing the single player while waiting to find a multiplayer game to join and never found one. If you've only got 9 choices this month to choose from, I'd avoid this one. Family Man is a story about a man who loses his job and then opts for a life of crime. It's the kind of game you play multiple times to get the different endings and story arcs, and it's pretty enjoyable, albeit simplistic. It's not bad, but it didn't really keep my interest that long. And finally, Vane. Vane seems glitchy and incomprehensible at first. As you're playing through, the character controls are a bit glitchy, reloading a checkpoint resets your graphics resolution options, and there's little weird things with moving the characters around and getting stuck on things as well, or falling through parts of objects. You start as a human, who then becomes a bird and flies about for a bit, and then becomes a human again, and the whole game reminds me a little bit of Rime, but less polished. It looks very nice, but the awkward of the character and camera controls has put me off playing it. Which is a shame, because this game would be the sort of game that I would love to play. So that's it. I'd say if you have 3 choices this month, you should go for the big titles, Metro, Darksiders, and then either Hellpoint if you hate yourself, or Relicta if you like puzzlers. If you have 9 choices, then get everything except Retimed, Family Man, and Cook Serve Delicious. If you're on the classic plan, well, it looks like you're getting everything. As I mentioned, the games I'm giving away are Metro Exodus, Darksiders Genesis and Morkredd. So comment which game you want to be considered for, subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff, and I'll do a follow-up video next week to announce the winners. Thanks for watching.